Hello, and welcome, Earpers. We're so excited to be here. As you know, we are big Wynonna Earp fans. We are part of the family you don't F with. That's right. And we, unfortunately, AfterBuzz is closed for the summer, being safe and healthy, taking care of everybody. So we've decided we can't leave you all hanging. We're all here together to Earp with you. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Yael Tygiel. I'm joined by my wonderful family. Amber Plaster is here. Hello, Amber.
Hello. Thank you guys so much for coming back for season 4. We are hosting it on my YouTube channel. We're trying out the YouTube Live. So if you're hearing a recording of this and for some reason we get it on Spotify or something, you can also watch the video replay at youtube.com/amberplaster22, or you can just Google Wynonna Earp podcast season 4. And we'll show up. Thank you guys so much for being here. We will also have the me on the live chat, and we will have the live chat available on the replays. So please join us live, and if not, watch the replays. And thank you for being here.
Thank you, Amber. Also, Alexis Torres is coming to us from the East Coast.
Hi, everybody. I know it's been a while of talking about this stuff, but I'm also just really excited that it's actually happening. I can't. So excited. So much excited.
And of course, Kari Lane is with us. Hello, Kari.
What's up, everybody? So excited to be here and be talking about Wynonna Earp again. If you hear a dog bark, that's my puppy. She's just letting everybody know we're talking about Wynonna Earp, so keep it down.
We're so excited. It's been 2 years. I can't even believe it. Overall thoughts on this season premiere. How are you feeling? Kari, I'm going to start with you.
Overall, this was a very solid start with the ground running. I'm glad we got to a new kind of monster, essentially. Yay, zombies. I was excited with that. There is the same energy. I just rewatched season 3, and I think season 4 picks right up, and that makes me so happy.
I agree. Alexis, what did you think?
I also rewatched season 3 before getting into our season 4, and all I'm gonna say is Nedley, frickin' Nedley. He's I missed it. I missed the adventures and him just being sassy. Also the menstrual pad. What? It was just nice to have Wynonna and Nedley just like getting back in there with like no BS. You know what I mean? It was just really cool.
Yeah. Amber, what did you think?
I love being back. I think the opening sequence, I love a good montage. And they delivered the weapons, the little leather leggings she had on, the little custom leather belt. I was like, all of that wardrobe was custom made. And all of this was for me. And I love watching every little gorgeous bit of it. And then she turns around and Nedley's like, I feel like I've been waiting for 2 years. And I was like, this show! Yes!
I completely agree. I think that this first episode, if I did not rewatch season 3, I rewatched just the finale because I was like, all I remember is Waverly's in the garden and Doc went in. I don't remember anything else. It's been 2 freaking years. So I really appreciated how much this episode went. We're back to what you love. It's very quick jokes. It's very, very feministy jokes. Very menstrual jokes. It's what you love. Also, kick-ass fighting. Speaking of Nedley, let's jump into this episode. We're going to start with Wynonna and Nedley. They're stocking up on weapons. They go to find the stairs. They're there. That was interesting. I want more. I mean, you all know me. I like answers. I want more explanation about how the stairs work. So the plan is to find and climb the invisible stairs, save Waverly and Doc from the supernatural garden, locate the rest of the squad. Those are our goals. But instead, the stairs disappear because they're not connected to anything. And we have crabs. Always a nightmare.
I feel like I don't know if this is just like a Yael and I thing, but I always feel like anytime we talk about a TV show that we're on together, there's always some sort of mystical crabs that's a part of it, and I'm like, what? Why? Why is this happening? I don't understand. Like, I feel like there was some in The Librarians. I feel like there's some in, I mean, there's probably definitely something in Doctor Who. And then now I'm like, what's happening? Why is Wynonna Earp also have crabs? Explain.
Just to be clear, it is a curable STD, and it's surprising that it spreads so easily across all of our shows. So Nedley gets shot. During that, I believe we find out that he's a single dad of a girl. Did we know this information? Because I don't remember it.
I feel like they were reminding us on purpose. I do remember he was a dad, but I also thought it was funny that he said he survived divorcing a Taurus woman, because I just cackled so hard. Somebody on that show must be a Taurus, because that means that he lost all his money. Like, I was like, that's a deep joke. But I don't remember who he was married to.
I did not remember he had a child.
We're gonna have to do some investigating, and we'll do a little.
I don't remember a kid.
I don't remember a kid either.
I remember him having a kid. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, the season 1 on the last episode, the one who.
I just remember he has a really fun taste in TV shows.
Oh.
Yeah. Chrissy is her name.
Oh.
Thank you to the live chat for that. Yeah. Well, let's rediscover Nedley next week. I think that'll be a good little treat.
Yeah. So everybody else seems to be gone, but Valdez is carved into the wall. I love the way we flip to show what happened. I think that a lot of people between the last 2 years have said that they believed that Wynonna woke up on an alternate reality, which when the flip happened, went, everyone was right. And then when it went back, I went, oh no, that's not what happened. My mistake. I really appreciated the fan theory. But it seems that Jeremy did it as they were being evacuated. Kari, you looked like you had something you wanted to say about this.
Yeah, no, I love that flip and the joke of Wynonna makes it and Jeremy makes it of there's no pens in a drawer, and that's why he's using a knife to carve it. And I love that editing as well, to go between the two spaces in time and how it added to that. Like, well, maybe this is going on, but oh no, it's just a different time.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. They do make the joke multiple times, especially when later on Wynonna says, yeah, there are no pens we have knives in the pens drawer. What did she say? I'm a demon hunter, not a Shakespeare. So good.
Yeah.
Nicole left Bolshar's ring behind, which is a great sign, I guess, that they were there.
Did she leave it behind, or was it knocked off of her?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
Did she mean to leave it behind? Because I don't think she would have left it.
She expected it to be there. Yeah, she pulls her glove off, like expecting to show the ring, and is like, oh my gosh, it's not there.
Yeah.
So I think it somehow came off.
No, I agree. Sorry, I misspoke. I agree. I think it was good that it was left behind, not that she left it. I apologize. It fell off her hand and was left behind. My bad.
Yeah.
Mercedes shows up. I know she is beloved by some, hated by others. Which
you love to hate her. You love to hate her. I love this character, and she came back. She's being just as annoying as ever, and she's walking around getting in people's way. I enjoy everything about Mercedes, and I find it very weird that they brought her back. But I'm going to say this a lot this season. I'm a huge fan of fan service, and I don't know if there's another show that does fan service better than Wynonna Earp, because, well, you can't really have this show without the insane fandom that comes along with it. Like, I mean, they literally named a character Kevin off of one of their fans. Like, this show brings in actual people in their real life into the canon of the show. So I am just so down for the fan service that's happening in spite of the story. I don't care. I understand if other people have problems with it, but it's just one of the many reasons that I love the show. They're bringing back Mercedes. They're bringing back Kate. She doesn't need to be there. I'm happy she's there. Like, there's so many instances of that where I'm just like, I love this show. They're doing this just for me. They're not, but it feels like it.
I mean, I agree. We have, Dolls' name is brought back quite a bit in this episode. We have his files, which are kept in Nedley's office. We get information about someone named Valdez, who we believe is deceased. Let me see what my notes say. They are a scientist. They have clearance level classified. They were stationed in Monument, and they wrote Garden in the file. And Nedley realizes that the carved in the wall message could have been from Jeremy. I'll say this: no one's as smart as Nedley on this show.
Correct. Frickin' correct. Thank you, Yael.
Couldn't believe it.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Like he said, he's spent his entire life in law enforcement, and he's actually one of the good ones. Like he's had to figure things out before and been on the case. So yeah, I hope he's catching on to things like that, and it's cool to see it in ways that you don't expect. And I did like the whole bit with the maxi pad and the bleeding, and they always take a moment to humanize the men on this show. And I appreciate it every time because we don't get it on any other TV show, it feels like. Exactly.
Yeah. So Wynonna leaves Nedley with Mercedes. It's a whole other show I'd like to watch. But her car breaks down just outside Monument, and we will get back to that in a bit. We got to jump on a train right now. Nicole and Kate, I don't know. Been watching the Bull Type. Nicole and Kate are on the train. And it seems that they're electric locks. And, Nicole's obviously very worried about Waverly. So she has Kate do a reading. I really do like when she says, do you have something of hers? And she says, me. Because she's hers.
Dude, that moment was so good. I was like, they're going to be like, the ring is gone. Oh no, we have to go on another adventure. And then she was like, wait, I'm always connected to her. And I was like, goosebumps!
OTP.
Yes!
OTP. OTP.
So good. So good.
And I like that Kat always has her cards with her too, no matter what.
You can't be walking around without your cards, especially in Kate's position. That's like, it's what she's got besides her cards. Like,
it's her weapon.
So she reads the cards.
Now because she gave some of the cards to go with her.
Right.
So now her deck is not complete.
Or she has multiples.
Oh, I'm sure she has multiples. I feel like her pocket is full of cards. So she realizes that wherever Waverly is, she's not safe, and that Nicole has to go find her. She grabs the door because she's not human. I like when supernatural powers are used in ways that are helpful and not just there to be not human. And this show, I've definitely had issues wondering if everyone's not human for a reason. So the idea that it's used is helpful. That's all I'm saying. And then we get to see a real glimpse of Kate afterwards getting ready to feed on the guards. So Nicole has jumped off the train, which leads us back to the car getting stuck, and she finds Wynonna, punches her in the face.
Justified.
Typical best friend move.
Mm-hmm.
I love how much we all support it.
I mean, come on. I just love how she was like arms out, ready for a hug, and she just like winds up and just clocks her. And I was like, yeah, yep, you deserve that. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I feel like it should have been a slap, but okay.
No,
that's not the hot way though. If it was Waverly, sure, just full on smack. But like Officer Hot, she was ready.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Wynonna asks Nicole to come with her to find Valdez at BBD and Monument because there might be another door to the garden. And the cards apparently read 2 powerful women at death's door. So Nicole's in. I love when things connect. It's like such a little ask, but like when little breadcrumbs come together, I love it.
It's rewarding you for paying attention as a viewer, right? I love details like that. They're like, yeah, I did notice that in season 1, or like you're like, yeah. It's such a it's so good, and they're really good about bringing back details around the show for sure.
Well, Nicole's requiring honesty, but obviously it's Wynonna. I don't know why she even bothered being like, here are the rules. You can't lie to me. She's gonna lie to you. That's what she does.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, that's silly. What you're saying right now is silly talk.
Right.
You know who you're talking to.
Well,
also that moment with Wynonna doing all the voices herself was interesting, because before we saw her mom at different times, so it was almost a little like, ooh, is Wynonna okay? When she was doing the different voices, and then Hot shows up and it's like, oh god, not just from herself.
She's not okay.
Right.
She's not okay. She's like losing her shit, and she's trying to talk to her as if her sister was here, as if her loved ones were here, and she's, we all talk to ourselves like that and say crazy things. She was just saying out loud. And then we got to hear a little bit of her inner dialogue. I thought it worked. It was a really it was an interesting scene. But I was also ready for someone else to show up. I was like, are we just going to be in the void in the snow forever? What's happening?
Well, they get shot at when they get into the BBD place, and it turns out that it's Valdez Jr., also known as Rachel. She says that she can get them in, but they have to stay close and quiet and not to step on the grates. To be fair, when she was like, you have to be real quiet, and they were like, that's a weird thing to say. Ask her. Be like, why?
I think it was really funny because as soon as she said, you guys have to be really quiet, I was like, zombie. 1, 2. Why wouldn't you listen to her? She obviously has been here longer than you have. Maybe you should listen to the person who's been here for I don't know how long.
I know.
Just saying.
That was dumb. I mean, with the stakes as high as they are, they should have been quiet. But
defense, and they could have asked why.
I think they did. I think she was like,
there are here. She didn't even have some zombies yet. Be like, we're not alone.
Right. Absolutely. I think that the communication is an issue Wynonna has.
Season 4, we're going to see Wynonna struggle with her communication, it seems.
So Valdez's lab is through the zombies, and it's locked, but it seems that Valdez Sr. is not one of the bodies, so she may not be dead. How are we going to go through get to the basement? We're going to use our beaver blasters. I will say I love how much they talk about sex toys on this show.
It's fantastic.
Love it. It's one of my faves.
It's like they know that they have 1 season left, and they're going to be like, we're going to do what we want. And I'm like, yeah, girl. Yeah, girl, you will.
I love when a show is not afraid to challenge the network. Be like, beaver blasters. Yeah, that's what we said.
Exactly.
So the zombies wake up and we have a kick-ass fight sequence. Really incredible. I forgot how good the fighting is on this show. I remembered it was funny. I remembered it was ladies. I completely forgot that the fights are so good. Really amazing. And then
beautiful shots. I was just like, another montage of hair and violence.
Well, Wynonna ends up on a grate.
I also love that their locations are just much crazier this season too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's
I think I saw it was a bus depot.
That building was a bus depot?
That's what Melanie was tweeting on one of the little snippets on last night when it aired, like one of the clips. I thought she was saying how it was like an old Greyhound station or something.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is very cool. What a great use of space. I was going to say, I like how a lot of the shots have been this like snowy, creepy, just emptiness. So I liked the contrast of seeing this bus depot. Thank you for that. I love fun tidbits. So anyway, Wynonna ends up on a grate, but Nicole saves her and then falls in. And we will get to that in just a minute because it's time we head to the garden and talk about Waverly and Doc. Whew. All right.
Of course it would be a well.
Right?
I'm like, why not? Of course it would.
We start there with Waverly chained to something. It's getting tighter. He has to release her and pulls out whatever the like hairball from the well. Any thoughts on what the hell that is?
It feels part evil brain, part hairball, part well garbage.
I was like, well, garbage, alive.
Yeah.
It's alive.
I thought
and
it
it's
was
gross.
alive. Yeah.
All right.
I didn't like that they left it alive.
Yeah, I was like, why
I didn't
would
like
you
that they
leave it
left
there? Put it
any
back.
part of that.
Put it back in the well is what I was saying. Like, okay, I'm glad that Waverly got out, but you put the weird, mysterious thing that's making growl noises. Throw it back in the well. Throw it, the fleshy thing. Throw it back in the well.
I'm saying blow it up. You know, like
He doesn't have a beaver blaster.
Where is one when you need one?
He is the weapon.
That is right. He is a weapon, but he clearly didn't use it.
He's a beaver blaster.
Stop this. I was hoping
Easy,
this joke
too
wouldn't
easy.
come up. How
I
dare
know.
you?
I couldn't
How
let it.
dare
I couldn't
you.
let it slide. I'm
Get
sorry.
out. Get out.
Out.
Get out.
I'm sorry. It was there. I had to. I had to. Okay.
Upsetting. Upset Popset.
Speaking of, my favorite line of the entire episode is "Thank you for sucking the poison out of Wynonna's neck." I loved that line. So they find the stone throne. Doc is not going to let Waverly sit on it, but Waverly's drawn to it, it seems. I'm so excited to find out what the hell is happening in this heaven. They then find stairs to like a lower level, I guess. There's a dude. He may have been Black Badge. He needs to provide fresh human blood to something. There's only one way out of this prison, and then he cuts off his head. Whatever this place is, it's angry. I'm gonna let you all speak now because I went, what the fuck is happening?
I'm assuming that we're gonna be dealing. I still don't know what the flesh bag is, but I'm assuming we're gonna get more of those. I don't know. I feel like I also want to know, like, are the like, is it tied to the crabs? The monsters that we get in this season are literally just being thrown because we have a short season. So I don't know if they're going to explain a connection or if we're just going to just get zombies, crabs, and flesh bags.
I'm expecting no explanation and random monsters this season because the whole season is just about saying goodbye to the characters. So I'm really not. I'm like, there's crabs. We're shooting. Okay, sure.
Just blind exception.
Yep, just blind acceptance.
What do you think, Kari?
Well, with that underground space, I'm kind of wondering if it should have been alien blood the whole time because it's very chaotic when it was the human blood, but as soon as Waverly's blood, there was the blooming flowers, and it seemed better. So it was whatever it is, consuming like junk. This is what it's supposed to be consuming otherwise. Also, she had to do very little amount in comparison to the regular human. Like she did like, a few droplets versus him where he had so much and it seemed like they had to give it so much blood. So I'm really curious if they'll get into a little more detail because it feels like they're giving you something here. But I agree. I don't think they're going to explain some of the creatures. They'll be like, this is weird. if our characters don't know what it is, you're not going to know either. It's just something weird and cool.
Kari coming in with this truth bomb.
I know. She dragged that truth bomb out of the well is what she
right.
did.
Amazing. I mean, yeah, they juice the dude essentially. They're like pulling, toothpaste out of a tube, and then that doesn't last very long. So I think good call on the fact that Waverly gave it like 3 drops, and it was like flowers, happiness.
But I was just also concerned because she said that was her dad's throne, but this thing is also there. So I was like, shouldn't they have figured that they needed Angel's blood in the first place? Or no, is that not a tradition? I was just confused.
Well, the dude said to them, you need to give it human blood.
Okay.
And both of them were like, well, we're SOL here.
Yeah, right.
Kari.
But that's what he thinks. How does he
Right.
know? That's only been his experience from what he's been doing.
And
So-
she's half human, right? She's 50% human.
Mhm.
She could die.
True.
All
True.
good points.
She's not immortal.
Yeah.
So they start to lose track of time and direction and memories, which is very interesting. Doc falls asleep and Waverly heads back below because it's mad. Again, she gives it the blood. The flowers bloom. Her name is called. She finds a satchel. I have questions. Where can I go to just find purses? I love purses. Yes, are you going to tell me?
Books.
The books, yes. So there's the podium with the books. It says, choose one, choose wisely. The options are Nicole Hott, Waverly Gibson, Doc Holliday, and Wynonna Earp. I think it's odd that it would say Waverly Gibson and not Doc Holliday's actual name. Just a minor thing. Right, he's Henry Holliday, isn't he? Henry
James Holliday.
Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why would it say anyway, whatever. She picks one. We do not know which one. Anybody have guesses? I've read a lot of Twitter theories. No guesses.
No, the Twitter theories have taken over, so I don't even have my own thoughts at this point.
I mean, I'm interested to see where it goes. I don't know. I would love to see Doc brought back into the Wynonna Earp legend, because we saw so many stories intertwined with Doc's character in the first 2 seasons. I feel like it's kind of been a lot about Waverly's character development as of recently, so it'd be kind of cool to see, but I also, part of me feels like we've already explored a lot of Doc, so maybe it will go in a different direction. I don't know. Okay,
Kari, which book do you think?
I mean, it could be interesting. I don't know if she'd want to take her own book because she seems like such a selfless person. And her love for Nicole and her love for her sister are both very, very strong levels of commitment. So that one would be really a hard toss-up. I mean, I don't know if her maybe taking Nicole's book led to Nicole showing up, or that might not really even be Nicole, and it's just some kind of personification of something.
Interesting. So I saw a Twitter theory that she took Nicole's book and that's why Nicole showed up. I saw a Twitter theory that she took her own book because only she writes her own story. Me, Yael, would have taken all the books because I don't follow rules.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely how I felt. I was like, just take all of them and see what happens.
Right, no one's there.
Half of me,
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I was like, I ain't touching those books.
Relax.
I'm not going over there. I don't believe you. I don't believe any of this. I'm out of here. I don't trust it.
Right, just swipe them all into the purse.
Yeah, no, like for real.
So Doc wakes up to a blossoming tree. He hears someone call out, and it is a naked Nicole.
My dreams have been fulfilled. Just if the camera could just pan down just a tiny bit more.
Just a tiny bit more.
Just a smidge, you
Right.
guys. Just a smidge.
Yeah. On that note, do we have any favorite moments?
But
Least
see, if
favorite
that's
moment?
Waverly's dream, that makes more sense that she loved Nicole's book, seeing what she wants to see.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like she's seen Nicole naked before, but sure.
Maybe.
It felt almost like a vision because she felt and it had, to me, you know, the room started glowing. She started to look angelic. She started to look larger than life and pure, and she didn't have clothes on. So maybe she passed through the realm and wasn't able to take her earthly things with her. And so it's sort of like a premonition of her. But I think she's naked because she's supposed to be like sort of
Her hair was
connected with this
different.
pure angelic side that Waverly seems to be channeling quite easily. So I think it has something to do with that. I don't think she's fully there, but maybe she'll be able to use her as a conduit with the human blood, which is going to make me uncomfortable because I don't want anything to happen to Nicole. But yeah, that is my theory with that, is like it seems to be that because of their connection and something to do with the angels, she's appearing naked, and I think it's not going to last for very long.
For me, I think I also, because of the fact that we kind of talked about the garden and everything like that, it is like an Adam and Eve kind of esque thing of like why she showed up naked. And, you know, so that's kind of like stemming off of what Amber said of like she's pure or whatever. And the fact that like when we had first man and woman in the garden and they had no clothes. So that's kind of where my brain went of why she was naked. But I also don't know, again, is that actually Nicole? Is it what you said, a vision of her? Is it Waverly turned into her? We don't know. So it'll be interesting.
I do like the thought of her being like a consciousness, like she fell and maybe she's unconscious and her consciousness is there. I will say Kara was pointing out that her hair is different, and I will say her hair was back to that French braid look that she had early on. So that's
kind of how Waverly would have her in her long-term memory.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me think it's more of an essence. But what was I gonna say? No, I just had it.
So sorry. All right. Well, while you're thinking, let's go over our favorite moments or least favorite moments from the episode. Would anyone like to start?
Oh, I remembered. Sorry.
Great.
I just wanted to say that because we are discussing tarot again this season, if anybody listening does tarot, there's a lot of like important images, and I think they're bringing some of them up again for this episode with like, at the gate, or like, don't pull the death card. I don't want that card. It's not a bad card. It means it's a, you know, it means that you could be moving on from bad behaviors or whatever it was she said. It doesn't really mean doorway, but okay.
It means change. The death card means change.
Change. Yeah.
Yeah, an end of what was, and usually through whether you like it or not. Like usually like through losing good things that like you thought you should hold on to, but didn't mean anything, like wealth. Like it's usually like a painful transition, but then it ends up being better every time. Like it's always a good card. But one of the cards is the Lovers, and it is a man and a woman by a tree naked. And I wonder if they're not going to do Waverly and Nicole by a tree naked. And that's going to be the key of tarot that like unlocks something else in the story.
Sure.
Interesting.
Just calling it.
I love it.
That's a good prediction. My favorite.
Well, we did refer to the moment where Nicole was called Daddy.
Yes, that's actually what I was going to say. That was my favorite moment.
Did they keep calling her Daddy?
Yeah. Well, I like that she embraced it, because I know that sometimes, I mean, not to get into like kinks and stuff like that, but like, you know, there's like certain, not themes, but there's like some people have certain rules about that, and there's, you know, certain aspects of it, or sometimes it's shamed upon to use it. So like, it depends, but I like that she embraced it. And the fact that like, even Wynonna was kind of like, you know, she's the one that brought it up. So I thought it was just kind of cool to see like, Officer Hot has always been kind of very confident in herself, but like really embracing it there of just like, oh, I am a daddy. Like it was just really cool to see, you know, it like really brought back that like very, not over flirtatious, but that very confident flirt of Officer Hot in that sense. Like it was just kind of nice to see again after all this crap that we went through in these past few seasons.
She got her mojo back.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I think by, you know, calling any guy or girl daddy, you're giving them like, okay, you're in control. Like I like you. Like you are approved. You're the boss. You're the chief. Like it's giving someone else mojo.
Yeah.
And I like that we're using it for anyone. It's not just dudes.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone having sex can be the daddy. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I've said it.
Yeah. No. Thank you. That's what
All
I'm
right.
saying.
Okay.
I don't want to.
So,
Yeah. I don't want to.
and that's what we learn on this show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other favorites or least favorite parts that you'd like to discuss?
I didn't have any leasts.
I mean, my favorite was bringing back Mercedes.
I really liked the introduction in the dynamic with Wynonna.
Whose dynamic with the
and with Nicole, and like their moment walking down the hallway, and then Rachel says something, and Wynonna's like, "Can we keep her?" I just thought that was fun to have a similar, really feisty female strong character interacting with these other two that are already strong, and seeing how well they can all fit together.
I agree. I think that's I really like the three of them together. I really like the character of Rachel. It seems like the more we introduce new women, the like sassier they get. And it's like, I didn't realize we could get, you know, sassier than we already had, but then she's sharp and quick, and it's so great to have her added to this team of already sharp and quick and you know,
it very much felt like, oh, we get another one.
Yeah. And she's young and funny, which is great. I really like the addition of her. My favorite moment was the fight, was seeing her with the baseball bat, seeing Wynonna just throwing the beaver blasters. Like the fight was incredible. That's hands down my favorite part.
Yeah.
You might say top shelf.
Yeah.
I might say that. Any final thoughts on the episode before we move on? Anything that we missed? I know there was a discussion between Nicole and Wynonna about the engagement or the proposal, which again, it was Nedley who was like, I think something was proposed with it.
I like that she was like, you're not going to be the first one to know the answer, because it's not for Wynonna. It's clearly for Waverly to hear first. So I liked that. Instead of her being like, what do you think? You know, kind of thing. So I'm really glad that did that. Cause you know, like, I feel like in other TV shows, they would have either revealed it or she just would have like, there's an assumption there. But I mean, maybe for us, we already knew what the answer was, but I like that they're not like blatantly saying it, you know, because it isn't for Wynonna. It is for Waverly to hear first.
It's interesting that you say that, because I happened to have been in New York in October to talk to the cast, and straight up was like, tell me about the wedding. And everyone kept pointing out that she had not said yes yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, but she's not going to say no.
But, okay.
I mean, she's not going to say no, but she just hasn't said yes yet, is what we know.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Kari.
Kari, final thoughts on the
I
episode?
would say one least favorite moment that I was like, was how Nicole fell. I'm okay with the fact that she fell. Fine, like whatever. But I wish she had tried to like tackle Wynonna off the grate, and like she didn't go far enough, or she did more of a push, and like, oh, she tripped and fell in. I just felt it was almost a lazy way to get her to fall down into the void. You know, like, it's not that big of a grate for someone to just like lean over and push. If it was even bigger, maybe I would have bought it, but it felt really like, all right, okay.
I agree. I think it's odd that Wynonna stood on it so long.
Yeah, and didn't fall, but then as soon as like Nicole's like big toe touched it, she like fell right through.
Nicole's big toe is just that heavy.
I mean, yeah, clearly that big daddy, like, you know, aura was just enough.
That energy though.
Yeah, that big daddy energy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just my least favorite part is just that Waverly and Nicole were separated the whole episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time.
You know, and like I was really actually worried that she was going to stay drugged for the whole episode. I was like, man, so we've got to like go wake these people up. I'm tired of waking people up. I want all the characters to be here.
Yeah.
Fair.
I'm interested. It's, I guess, least. I don't know if it's a least favorite. It's just an interest. I want to know what's like. First of all, where's the train headed? Right. So it was going past Monument to where? Where are we relocating all these people to? And like, I just would like some. If we're gonna bring Black Badge back in, I'd like some more answers as to what it is that they're doing. Because the idea that they pick a town, try to help it, go, screw it, we can't help, let's blow it up, doesn't make any sense to me. They seem like a useless organization.
I mean, haven't we
That's
already
very true.
distinguished?
I don't know how they're still
Organization.
funded.
Yeah, I was like, who's helping them? I want to know.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, least favorite is where are we going? I really love this episode. Before we move on to our predictions, we have a giveaway that we're doing. I don't know why my voice got so high, but I'm so excited about it. We're giving away a signed comic. And then, Kari, you have the details. Is it signed by the whole cast?
I'm gonna need to verify who it's all signed by, but that's our teaser for all of you, that it is signed by cast and generously donated to us by B Daily. And we'll work out exactly how we'll get that to you, but we'll get into the details now of how you can get that comic.
Yeah, so to enter to win this comic, you will be joining us live next week for our discussion here on youtube.com/amberplaster22. That is it. You have to be live in our chat to participate and to win. And I guess that means you have to have a YouTube account because you have to be able to chat. So you have a week to make a YouTube, which is free and easy.
But if you have Gmail, you have a YouTube account to watch.
Right.
True.
That way.
Please let me get in Canada. All right. I think we can make an exception for Canada because it's just a few extra bucks for shipping.
Yeah, whatever. You can enter from anywhere.
I'll cover the cost to Canada or Mexico, so we can say no.
Wow. Big spender.
Tell your friends to join us.
Yeah, so I guess the requirements are must be an Earper, must be here next Monday at noonish for our live show for the giveaway. Let's head into some predictions.
Yay!
You all predicted a lot of things during during our discussion. I will ask this. I am aware that we have 6 episodes that we are getting to see currently because that is what they shot before the world exploded. Exploded with a pandemic.
There you go.
It worked before the apocalypse began. So we have 6 episodes this season. Some of you are saying this is our last. This is it. I was not aware that this is the end.
Didn't somebody say in the chat, Amber, that we might be getting a 5th season?
They did. So they have been cleared by Sci-Fi for season 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought that they were done. I know there was a snafu with scheduling and everything. So I don't want to, count my chickens before they hatch. Like I don't trust it. I'm just like, okay, I hope, but that was really bad because I feel like Wynonna Earp is one of the most popular shows that Sci-Fi has ever put out. And I know it's a Canadian show, but I could not believe how long that went on for because of how popular and like driven this show is. Like you don't just cancel a show that has traction. You don't just go like, Game of Thrones is busy. You don't just like,
well, I mean,
what are they doing? So I don't trust it. But yes, supposedly they've been renewed for season 5. Let's see if they can get it together.
I mean, first and foremost, it was not on there were a lot of people who were not at fault for the delay.
Sure.
But I do know that season 4 was ordered and paid for, and we're only getting 6 at this time because of everything. Thanks, Amber. And I believe, and I could be wrong on this, so I'll leave it to the chat. I believe that we are going to get a 4B before we get a season 5.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right?
I mean,
the way
I
like Freeform does that, where they split their season.
They do. I forget about that. Yeah.
So I imagine we will get more of, because I don't believe we're ended. Like, I don't think our 6th episode of this season is going to resolve a single thing.
Yeah, because
I don't feel that's the end. They haven't been they would have been promoting it that way. They would have been like, this is the final journey.
I don't know why I thought
I think
were.
if they felt this was the end, they really would have like been really pushing that angle.
Right. Instead, they've been, we're back.
Yeah, so I just didn't know if they were like waiting or I wasn't quite sure. I just thought it was like the end for now because of the circumstances that we're in, unfortunately. I just didn't know. And I know that Canada is in a better, not a better situation, but they're doing better than our area right now. Yeah, right. So it makes sense why they're probably gone back to filming or have done something to continue on. I just didn't know how long we were going to have to wait. You know, again, I don't know if it was going to be another 2 years or another 2 months. I don't know.
Right.
So yeah, we have the chat saying they were one of the first shows to return to filming during quarantine.
Okay. All right.
So they are currently back at work.
Yeah, seems so.
Yeah, doing the best they can.
I thought I heard or read that they were filming. Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy about it.
Any predictions about the 6 episodes that we are currently getting?
I mean, I already made my prediction, so I'll just recap it here. My prediction is that we will see, I think she's naked for a reason, and I wonder if it doesn't have to do with the tarot cards and the lovers tarot cards. I just think it has something to do with that. And there should not be only one entrance if we're talking about like the astral plane or connections. They could find another. I think they're going to find a back door.
Back door?
No problem. Yeah.
Anybody? Yeah.
Well, on that kind of snow flat area, there were all the giant rock things, and I thought almost every one of those was a door. So the question is, where can you access that doors? Like Doc tried a lot, I thought more than one. So the lab could be one of those. I'm really skeptical that the Nicole we saw is the real Nicole we know. One, because of her hairstyle completely changed. I didn't even think her hair was that long to quite do that kind of a French braid, but you know, you can, bobby pins and all that, but that'd be a weird, like, I'm okay with like the clothes coming off, but why would your hair suddenly be like neat and tidy? Also, her behavior and her, like the way she was looking at the world seemed really weird. Like if it's Nicole we know, she'd be a little bit more like ready of like, whoa, what WTF just happened, rather than like, oh, hello world. I was like, I don't know. I'm really skeptical and I don't really trust that whatever it is.
I like it.
I'm going to stick with the Adam and Eve, or like I said, the Waverly and the Nicole as being our Adam and Eve in this sense, which would be very interesting to see. The inner old Catholic in me is like, what? But yeah, so I'm going to stick with that of some sense of the nakedness. I do agree with Amber and Kari that there is something going on with her hair. So I'm in the middle of like, it could be a personified version of Nicole, of how we got her in the beginning of season 1, of the French, the braid that she had when we all first met her. And it might not be the actual Nicole. It's just, like I said, like it's a different sense of that. Or if it is the real Nicole, like I said, we're getting that version of when we first saw her and how Waverly saw her, you know, when she first fell in love or was attracted to her. I do think that I mean, there has to be a second door somewhere. I don't think it's in the lab. I think that they were supposed to find Rachel in the lab, and Rachel's going to lead them to a door, but it's in a different location so that we get more locations as it goes, because there was multiple doors in that. I also think that as much as it's going, Amber's going to hate me for saying this, but I think we're going to have our group separated for quite some time, sadly. That's just what I'm thinking. I don't think that, I think we're just going to be switching people out. Yeah, I do. I do hate to see it, but I really feel like Doc and either Waverly / Nicole is going to be a group for a while, and Wynonna, Rachel, and if it is actually Officer Hot, or if they actually switch, maybe Waverly came back, they're just going to have to deal with it on their own, and it's just going to be like that for at least not all 6 episodes, but I think for at least the first 3. I'm going to say it's just to build that.
I think you're probably onto something.
Yeah. Just to build up their team, their team back. It's just going to slowly have to get there. Again, they're still reaching the same goal. It's just they're just going to be separate.
Yeah. I like this idea that you suggest that they switch places.
I think it would be cool, you know. And
maybe
then that means
that's what it was with the books.
Maybe they had to pick a different person and they had to switch. So now Doc is stuck with Nicole, and Waverly is able to come back, but now Waverly's like, I can't get back to the door because she took my place. So now what?
Interesting. I love all of these. I have no clue. None. I think these are all really great theories. What an amazing way to come back to like season 4, be like, hey, we're freaking back. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thanks to everyone who is here in our live chat joining us on our special episode recaps. We will be covering the 6 episodes all summer long, or as long as that is 6 weeks. Until then, why don't we tell everybody where they can keep up with us and tell us their theories over the social medias. Kari, where can everyone find you? Kari.
Yes, thank you. You all can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE.
There it is, written right below you. Alexis.
You guys can find me at where it's down here. A Torres 890. That's ATORRES 890.
And Amber.
You guys can keep the conversation going with me at Amber Plaster on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Right now, I am playing through a video game called The Last of Us 2. It is awesome. It is also on this YouTube channel if you want to check it out. I also have a gaming podcast called Gaming and Gabbing. I'll put the link up below. And otherwise, I will see you next Monday.
Yeah, and so we will be on this YouTube channel. This is where to find us for now. I'm Yael Tygiel. I'm everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. I also have a Twitch channel that I have neglected for the past week, but it's Yael Tygiel on Twitch. Mostly it's me not knowing how to play a video game and sitting there whining until someone tells me what to do. So if you like to tell people what to do, it's the place for you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.